When it comes to super late model racing, we like to say August belongs to Kentucky. Beginning at Ponderosa Speedway with the 25th annual Pete Abel Memorial, 7,500 to win Valvoline Ironman Late Model Series. Then the crown jewel, the North-South 100 at Florence Speedway, 75,000 to win for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. The Paul Butterball Waters Memorial at Richmond Raceway, 20,059 to win for the Ultimate Heart of America Super Late Model Series. Then to end the month, the Harold Hargrove Memorial at Lake Cumberland Speedway, 15,000 to win for the Valvoline Ironman Late Model Series. It's true. When it comes to super late model racing, August belongs to Kentucky. August is here. This is Kentucky's Dirt Racing Podcast. Now, here's another edition of Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live, presented by Smokehouse Grill and Buffet. And welcome in, everyone, to another edition, maybe the biggest edition of 2023 so far. Ladies and gentlemen, it is officially North-South 100 week. Here in the Bluegrass State, the dirt racing world is getting ready to converge upon Florence Speedway. Wes Lanham is ready for it. He's already got the T-shirt on. We've got. I'm Josh Chastain. I'm in Richmond. Wes is in Campbellsville. DJ Smallwood of Slinging Dirt Media. He wears a whole lot of different hats across our sport, but he's here with us tonight. DJ is our on-site reporter here this evening. He's at Florence Speedway, so lucky him.
Man, I'll tell you what, I'm loving it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening. I know was today Wednesday? I'm loving it.
Yeah, it is.
And there's a steady stream of campers rolling in. It's business is picking up.
Yeah, I'm sure
that's what we want to hear.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly what we want to hear. Well, this is the Bluegrass Restoration and Construction Studio. This segment is sponsored by Dirtman Diecast. Be sure to check him out at dirtmandiecast.com. Find him at your local racetrack, set up somewhere, and buy one of those diecast race cars. Some of his other goodies there. You can call the Racetrack Connection hotline. That number is 859-412-1287. We'll have a very small window of time where we'll open up the phone lines here tonight because we got a whole lot to get to, man. It's going to be a jam-packed show. The North-South 100 preview show. I can't wait. It's finally North-South 100 week. Guys, Wes, I already talked to DJ. He's our he's on site. He's the one of us that's on site. You're going to be there tomorrow. What do you think about it, man?
I can't wait. I can't wait to get up there. I don't know if I'll even sleep tonight. I'm just ready to go. I'm going to pack my bags. I may drive up tonight. Who knows?
Come on.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that happening. Certainly, not sleeping. Wes, I told him. I said it wouldn't surprise me one bit if he don't just get in the car at 5 o'clock in the morning and just go ahead and head up to Florence because he's gonna be ready to go. I'm not gonna be there till Friday. Unfortunately, I know, man. I want to be there so bad.
Priority.
Yeah, I know. It's killing me. I'm telling you, it is because I love it. Like, this is my favorite weekend of the year. I just think the atmosphere, it's in Kentucky. Man, it's just such a great time overall at Florence. I mean, the camping, all kinds of stuff. But anyways, it's a North-South 100 week. You're there, DJ. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing there. Have you had to put out any fires yet?
Fires, no. Parking campers, yes. So, man, this has really turned into. I mean, if you've been here, it's just there is nothing but a sea of campers. Picture maybe not quite the size of Eldora, but Eldora is nice and it's flat and it's perfectly manicured. Well, here you're in the Kentucky bluegrass where it's nothing but rolling hills, and there's probably not 2 square inches of squareness on the property. Now you got to put about, I don't know, however many thousands of campers there is on these hills, So it's fun.
It is fun. I
Somebody's
imagine.
got to try to organize it and try to keep it under control. And I guess that falls on me.
So does anybody? I always wondered about this. This has been several years ago, but I had a camper, and me and Wes, our buddy Brad, we all went up there camping. Went the weekend before, marked out our campsite, or maybe we took the other. But it was the greatest time. And I just wonder, like, does anybody try to steal someone's marked off spot, and then you have to deal with pissed off race fans, and they get there and their spot's gone and that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, that's a pretty common thing. I mean, you think that never happens. Yeah, it probably happens.
Yeah.
So they do the I guess it's the Saturday before the North-South, where they have the fields all marked off, roped off, flagged off, and ready for people. So they open the gates at like noon on Saturday. This year they had 2 different gates and opened it up at 2 different locations, where before it's always been at one particular gate. They open up, and man, it's like a free-for-all. Everybody just hits the fields in their trucks, and there's people running to get their campsites and everything. I wasn't here. I was somewhere else, but they opened up another gate, and they had other people manning that gate. So it kind of leaved it some, I guess. But yeah, it's a mad free-for-all. So you get these people that come in and they rope off their camping sites where they're going to have, and some people are going to get here Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, or one guy's coming here to rope off for all of his buddies, and you got like 4 to 6, or just depends on how many people are camping together.
Yeah.
So you have all these spots throughout the fields that get roped off for camping. Well, the rule is, and it is posted, you have till Thursday at noon to occupy the spot that you've roped off.
Okay.
So you cross the tape off your area and everything, like you should, and people do. If you're not in that spot by noon on Thursday, somebody has to go around and pull up the caution tape and open up those spots. So you have to have a vehicle parked in that spot, or you have to have a camper, a tent. You have to have something in that area. If you do not, at noon on Thursday, it becomes open again.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
One of my jobs is to pull the caution tape.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man. And
so you're saying you want me to come up there and help you play bodyguard while you pull the tape up tomorrow?
Let's do it. Hey, you got a problem? Talk to my buddy Worldwide West.
Yeah. I got a feeling, man, you'd be in trouble, DJ. I don't know. Wes is such a nice, I don't know. It'd probably work out pretty well because everybody loves Wes. Let me tell you how much people love Wes. So last Friday night, we were at Ponderosa, and Michael Chilton wins the feature, and I picked him, right? And we go up, and I'm like, you know what, Wes? I'm just gonna give him. He's not gonna know what to think about this, but I'm just gonna give him. I'm gonna walk up out of nowhere and just give him a big hug. So I do that. Bobby looks like he's annoyed as usual, and this guy walks up and he's got 2 Busch Lattes, and he hands one to Chilton and one to Wes, and I'm like, I'm the one that picked him to win, and you hand him the beer. So
and I toasted Michael. We drunk it. We walked back over and we watched the rest of the features. And Josh is shaking his head the whole time. He said, "I just don't know how you do it." I said, "Wait till we get up there at Florence." I said, "I probably won't have to buy a beer one." I said, "They'll just be giving them to me left and right."
Left and right. Hey, I got my buddy Worldwide West. He needs beer.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I don't know about Josh.
He never has to buy one. He never has to buy one. Everywhere you go, somebody's handing him a beer. I have to buy all mine. It's like, I don't get it, man. It just,
I'm the guy buying them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's usually me. Yeah, somebody wants my beer. I know, man. So. Yeah, it's just part of it. So, last part of this the live report while we've got you on this topic, DJ. Yeah. Are there any race cars at Florence Speedway yet? We got any race cars on the grounds?
Man, there's probably 24 cars here. I know there's a handful of modifieds here. Maybe a half a dozen modifieds, but man, there's some big haulers. There's some big name guys here as well. Give you a few names. I know I've seen the Rocket 1 cars back there. Bronson and Shirley, those guys are both back there. McCready's in the house. McCready's already here. So, man, there's probably 10 more that I'm not even naming there. I just see big white haulers, But, there's definitely some haulers here.
Yeah, so a few dozen haulers already on the grounds at Florence, and
Already.
it's the night before anything. It's Wednesday night. There's no racing, man. They could just go ahead and have a race while they've got them all there. I mean, I don't see why not.
Why not? Hey, if not, okay, I get maybe why not. I could say, what about a practice session? Let's get some cars on the track and let's get some testing going on or something, But I could see where Josh might be leery about extra laps on the racetrack. So let's save the good. Save the good stuff.
We're already going to race 3 nights now. It is pretty cool when we've been up there, and the Ralph Latham's been rained out earlier in the year, so you get 4 nights of racing, and that's just the added bonus. But we've been up there some weekends and had that happen, and it's just like, man, that makes it that much better. Add one more night of complete show racing.
Those are long weeks. When you throw the Ralph Latham in on top of the North South, it's a long week.
But it's a great week.
Oh,
it is. It is long. It is a long week, but it's like, man, that's just icing on the cake. Add one night on Wednesday night.
Yeah. That year we went up there and camped. It was they had the Ralph Latham on the Wednesday night, and we were there for all of it.
I think that was 2017.
I think you're right. Yeah,
that sounds right. I think it happened a couple of times, to be honest.
It has. And also, if I'm not mistaken, that's the year that Jameson flipped and junked that car he was racing for Ratliff.
Yeah, that might have been down in turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, he sure did. We were in the infield, and
okay.
He went to make that pass on Marler, and I mean, it was gone. Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah.
It was bad, but it was records or checkers.
Right.
For Jameson that night.
He's definitely one of those guys that, man, he's going for it. He's not going to lay up. He's not out there points racing. He's going for dubs.
Yeah,
exactly right.
Yeah, that's for sure. Greg Hensley says I need a shirt that says I'm with Worldwide West. Yeah, you're probably right, Greg, but I still wouldn't get any free beer. I guarantee you that. I'd still be buying it. So it's just part of being a friend of Worldwide West. Michael Bogg says, "What's up, fellas?" Michael, we'll see you there, I'm sure, in a day or so at Florence Speedway.
Michael will be taking some good pictures.
Yes,
yeah, man. Yeah, we're blessed in this area. I tell you what, I mean, I'm telling you, this is the truth with photographers. I mean, Michael, Ryan Roberts, John Holiday. I mean, Jimmy Pittman down here in Central Kentucky. Just so many of those guys, and I'm probably leaving some out, but man, they can take some pictures. I couldn't do it. I'll just be honest with you. I have no skill.
We got some great photographers here in the state, and we just appreciate what all they do at our tracks, and man,
absolutely.
They do
somebody's got to get
those
job. Action shots out there, and those guys do a great job at it.
They do.
Florence we got 3 or 4 different photographers, and they all do great. Steve Alcorn and Dallas. I mean, there's just we've got a few here, and they all do great jobs.
Yeah, there's a few there at Florence in that area that they do a great job too. So
yeah. Well, hey, look at this. So Melinda, sorry, Wes, Melinda came through for me there, and so it looks like I'll get one at least. So good to see. I mean, for sure. Sorry, Wes, whatever you had pulled up there just a second ago,
I didn't have
stole
anything
your thunder.
pulled up. I didn't have it. That was all.
Well, I guess I clicked
cheeseburgers. We'll take brats. We'll take hot dogs. We'll eat with the Turn 2 crew. Got to go see Stick Rod and the Upright Racing Group. We're gonna eat, drink, and be merry. Starting tomorrow, whatever time I get up there.
We're gonna be festive.
Well,
we're gonna be festive. That's exactly right.
Absolutely. Well, I do want to mention real quick too. We're going to get back to North South. We're going to have Bobby Pierce on with us here in just a few minutes. The nation's #1 dirt late model driver. Man, that's pretty cool because I'll tell you, tonight marks the 1 year anniversary of our podcast. We started with the North South preview show last year. Man, we didn't have a clue what we were doing. Didn't know if anybody would want to listen to or watch what we were doing. Wes had to go poop before the show. He was tore all to pieces.
I was
Man,
nervous. I had to take a pregame. I was tore up, man. I was nervous. He said, "Why are you nervous for?" I was like, "I am. I don't know."
Man, I still don't know what I'm doing, but I'm still doing it.
Yeah. Tore all to pieces, but pretty cool in that time span. Just the support we've received from our racetracks, from fans, racers, everybody in the racing community, our sponsors. I mean, we reached 575,000 people in the last 90 days here on the podcast. It's just been unbelievable and so much fun. I mean, it has just been a blast, and glad to be right back here again with the North South 100 preview show. There was no better way to start it, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure. Like, maybe we would have been better off in hindsight, like a few weeks before the North South, to get some things lined out.
But tell them whose fault that was. That was my request. As I said, hey,
out with the North South show.
we did some little practice shows a couple weeks before, but I said, listen, if we're going to do this, our first show needs to be a North South 100 preview show. So a year ago today, that's when we had it, and it has just absolutely been a blast from then on out, and we're still loving every minute of it.
Yeah.
Did you guys have 3 guests on that night, or was it 2?
We had
did.
3. Yeah.
Okay.
We had.
If I remember, do I get a prize if I can name all 3?
I'll tell you what we'll do. If you can, I'll tell you what we'll do, DJ. If you get all 3 right.
No, all 3.
If you get all 3 right. I'll tell you what I'll give you 2. If you get all 3 right, you get free admission to the North South 100 this weekend. How's that sound?
All right, I'm game.
Yeah, okay.
Trevor Landrum.
Yep. Ding, ding, ding.
James Rice.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh gosh. I want to say Michael Chilton.
No. Oh, man.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. We had the Rattler on, baby.
Yeah, Justin Rattler.
Oh, yeah, it was Rattler.
Yeah. I mean, that was
I knew I had 2 of them.
Yeah.
That was a heck of a show. And us not knowing what we were doing, and to have those 3 guys on and to talk about the North-South, one of our favorite races each and every year, and the crown jewel of the state of Kentucky. Man, it was just an awesome show.
Home.
That's
go
it.
Big or
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah. We were going to find out right quick if we were going to be able to keep going or if we just pack it up and go home.
Yeah, I know. It was like make or break, baby. We're going all in. We're what was it? Trevor Landrum said he was going to. What was it? He was going to
push somebody or park somebody out at 42, or he'd slide them all the way to Union or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to slide them all the way to Union.
Throw her to Union or something like that. Yeah.
Make the show. Slide them all the way to Union.
Yeah. So that made the show. Well, let's talk about real quick this what we've got coming up on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We've talked about the experience a little bit, but Thursday and Friday double feature. So there's going to be twin features both Thursday and Friday for all the race fans there at Florence Speedway, plus $1,000 to win each night for the open wheel modifieds. But those twin features on Thursday and Friday, like, it's not the same if you don't get the full experience, the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and being there for those twin, because there's a lot of meaning behind, $5,000 to win for each of them, but it means a lot more than that, really, when it comes down to it.
Yes,
exactly.
You got to be here. You got to experience it. I mean, the fans around this place, the front stretch and the back stretch, and man, it seems like there's nothing but a sea of people in the infield. I mean, just it's people everywhere. Getting some kind of checkers here at Florence Speedway is not, you're not just winning anywhere. You're winning here at North-South weekend. You know, it's pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
And it sets up, you know, you've got to race good Thursday night and Friday night to get a good spot, you know, coming into Saturday night. Like, it means something. Every night is
every lap counts.
Pivotal. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure. Yeah, because I mean, you can't have a bad night really in those with all the cars that are there, and it really comes down to putting yourself in a good position for that Saturday night, which is the 75,000 to win finale, crown jewel. Man, it's like this one here. It just means more, you know, for the fans. For everybody here in this state, drivers, everybody, it just means more. 75. I mean, the North-South 100. I will say it's our biggest race of the year, super late model wise. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger. Over $300,000 up for grabs this weekend. I'd like to have just a little bit of that. Wouldn't you guys? I mean, you know, I'm not picky.
I'm not greedy either.
yeah, I'm not going to be greedy at all. But yeah, I mean, over 300,000 up for grabs this weekend. I mean, it's just a huge weekend. You got to be there to experience. But let's talk about that. We've got that out of the way. We know it's the North-South 100. We know it's 75,000 to win. Twin features Thursday, Friday, the grand finale on Saturday, plus open wheel modified. But you mentioned it there just a little bit, DJ. The experience of the North-South 100. I've been a part of some incredible experiences, been there to feel the energy, the crowd, all of it, to take it all in, you know, the people. We asked a couple of weeks ago on this podcast people to call in and tell us why dirt racing is the greatest sport in the world. And most people were saying it's about the people. And like this event, you get so many dirt racing fans all in one place. Everybody converges on this one place. To me, that's part of what makes this event so special here in our state.
I agree. Man, Josh, I honestly, man, I remember when me and Josh King were teenagers and we started camping out here as soon as, you know, parents would let us, and we'd start camping out here. I'm not going to say we started the camping phase of this place by any means, but I remember us camping out here like, you know, midweek or something, and there's like 3 people here. Like we got tents set up and there's one other pop up here, like on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Now it's like Saturday and there's like hundreds of campers here the week before, you know. It's just, if I think back, man, I honestly believe I've been at every single North-South. I don't think I've ever missed a North-South.
That's a great record.
That is a great record.
I'm not the only person who's done that. I know there's other people who've done that too, but I mean, it's like I've grown up here, so this has been like a home track to me, and just, you know, to see how much the place has changed and how big this event has become. It's very touching, and it's like, man, this place touches me, and it's definitely got a sentimental spot for me, and I'll do everything I can to never miss one.
Oh yeah.
I think this year's the 41st annual.
Sounds right.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 41st annual. We'll go with it. I mean,
41st annual.
Yeah, I'll take your. But yeah, I mean, it's the camping. You know, I talked to you the other day. This was like a week ago, DJ, and we were on the phone, and you're like, I'm out here having to work on camp. I'm like, man, it's the Saturday before the race. You mean there's actually people there already camping? So
there's people here, yes.
You know, it is. It's about the camping, the bar, the post-race party Thursday and Friday.
Dan's tunes, baby. Dan Rice.
Yeah.
Dan's tunes. Do you guys remember when they actually used to do the pig roast? The party,
I don't.
The Friday night. So they used to. It's been quite a ways back. They used to do a pig roast on Friday night when they had the whole band DJ thing. I think this was before Dan's tunes was spinning. I mean, they did an actual pig roast, put a pig in the ground and everything.
Man.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that was probably before I started going. Because I would have remembered the pig.
Marriage.
Yeah, I'd have remembered I'd have remembered the pig roast for sure.
Yeah.
But now we've definitely had a good time back there on the backstretch after the races with him and the music and the dancing and just having a good time.
Lynx does a great job, man. He really does. He gets the crowd. He gets the party going.
Yeah. That's that is for sure. So, well, guys, when here in just a moment on the podcast, we're ready for the grand finale of the podcast. We're going to go ahead and get to that. So get to what everyone came to see here in just a moment. We're going to have, like I said, the number one nationwide, national number one dirt late model driver in the country, man. He is absolutely on a roll here lately, Bobby Pierce. But first, we're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we will talk to Bobby Pierce. We'll be back here in just a moment. Racetrack Connection is a social media app designed specifically for racing. On the app, you can find a track, find a driver, review and print track schedules, and use the chat feature to communicate with other fans and drivers at any event. There's even a map feature where you can locate racetracks all across the U.S., plus many other features, all for free. Download the Racetrack Connection app today. Donnie Kaufman used to say, "It's good enough to make your tongue slap your brains out, honey." That's what we think about the home cooking at Smokehouse Grill and Buffet in Berea. Choose from the delicious options on their home-style buffet and salad bar, or order from the full menu. Not to mention their desserts and some of the best breakfast you'll ever eat. We promise you'll never be disappointed with this racing family-owned business. Visit their friendly staff and grab a bite to eat. Located just off exit 77 in Berea.
Hi there, I'm Alan Feldhouse Jr., head basketball coach at Madison Central High School. Here at MCHS, we have built a winning team. And I'd like to tell you about another local winning team, family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. They specialize in roofing, general construction, and home maintenance services. Just like on the court, you need a team that will work together to get the job done. And that's exactly what BRC does. Give them a call at 859-353-1133. Road Tribe.
This is Worldwide West Lanham. If you're in the market for a storage building, look no further than our friends at Barton's Insulated Buildings. With nearly 30 years in business, they specialize in insulated storage buildings, mobile home underpinning, garages, and pole barns. With 2 locations at 3739 South Laurel Road in London and 3300 Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin. Call them today at 606-528-7221 and tell them Worldwide West sent you.
And welcome back to the Bluegrass Restoration and Construction Studio. This segment is sponsored by the Detail Shop. We are now joined by the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce, the number one ranked dirt late model driver in the country. He just came off his 20th win of the season Monday night at Gundick Law. He's the USA Nationals winner, the Gopher 50 winner at Deer Creek, 100,000 at Kokomo, 30,000 Spring Shootout at Fairbury, Wild West Shootout. He's the current World of Outlaws Series points leader, the nation's number one ranked driver, and the 2016 North-South 100 champion. Bobby, this has been quite a year for you, man. Unbelievable, the success you've had this year. Really cool, and you're absolutely on a roll heading into Florence Speedway.
Oh, yeah, man. It's been one of them years where just things are happening our way. And in the beginning, we had a little bit of bad luck, and we seemed to get that out of the way. And we've been on a roll. Like I've been telling everyone, we're riding this wave as long as we can ride it, And, yeah, it's been crazy. Like 20 wins, and there's still a lot of racing to go. So maybe we can get that to 32 wins by the end of the year and get us another North-South 100 this weekend, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And Josh, you left one out. He's also the XR Super Series points leader as well.
Okay, all right. So, hey, I missed it. Well, that's why I've got you here, Worldwide West, so you can, so I don't miss anything, yeah.
Fact check.
That's right. Way to. That's right. Fact checker. Well, facts are optional here on this podcast anyway, so we could throw a few other points leaders out there for him. It wouldn't hurt anything. But so, Bobby, I understand you're somewhere between Oakwood, Illinois, and Florence, Kentucky right now. I think Wes said you were going to be in a holler. I said, well, that wouldn't be the first time.
I was going to be, and I'm in the shop right now. We haven't left yet. We're going to leave after this. It's kind of been a hectic day. Some plans have kind of changed here and there, and it took us a little longer today to get stuff ready. But yeah, I was going to be heading there, and they're going to stop parking haulers at like 10. So we were like, we're not going to make that anyways. Might as well just, slow down a little bit, take our time.
Right. Gotcha. A little extra prep for $75,000 to win.
And it's raining. It's raining right now, so it's not very good. But,
I got you. Yeah. You can wait a little while. You'll make it in plenty of time. Anyway.
How's the weather in Florence, DJ? We're worried about the weather there. I ain't worried about the weather in Oakwood, Illinois. I'm worried about Florence, Kentucky.
Yeah, it's good. We've had a couple of sprinkles today. It's a little bit overcast, but we'll be fine.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah, that's definitely what we want to hear for sure. Bobby, let me ask you. I mean, I don't know. I think coming into the year, a lot of the national attention and stuff was on some other drivers that had changed rides and other people. And you go to this point of the year, it's August. We're already into August. Like I said, you're absolutely on a roll. But I don't know if in the beginning of the year, too many people were focused on you. I don't know, nationally, to be the number one ranked driver. I know it doesn't surprise you, but that has to feel good that you're going up against the best competition every single week on every level, everywhere you go, and to be in this spot you're in at this point in the year is definitely a good thing heading into this big race this weekend.
Yeah, it's good timing, no doubt. And I mean, no, I definitely did not think we would be at the point we're at right now, just starting the year with new Longhorns and different shock program and just the whole 9 yards. Really, mostly new crew. I mean, my dad's been with me forever, but Zach, my main crew guy, he hadn't been with me all that long heading into the year, and then just how things go. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, how quick I adjusted to the car. The Longhorn, it's been really good for me. It's a very balanced race car, and I credit a lot of the success to all them guys and just all my crew for their help and everyone that's helped me get to this point, man. It's crazy. But, specifically the stretch that we're on right now is super crazy. And if we keep that up, that'd be something really cool. I went into the year also heading into World of Outlaws, not knowing how that would go. And I was telling Steve Francis from the start, I don't know. We'll see. We're going to say we're going to do it all, but I want to see how Volusia went. Volusia didn't go well at all. I came back the second time. We won a race, got 7th or 8th in the other race, and we're miles behind the point lead. And just over time, we started scratching away at it and got the point lead. And also now, like he said, got the XR point lead too. So that's two big series that we want to win, specifically the World of Outlaws. That is it's something I went into the year thinking if I get a top 5, I'll be happy with. And now we're the point leader by 100 points or something. So that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I know going in, that was a big thing nationally that everybody was talking about was, hey, little Bobby's going to run World Outlaws. And everybody was saying, well,
he's going to drop off by May.
Right. Everybody's saying, well, will he stick with it? Will he run the first handful of races? Will he be done by May? And to see what you accomplished is awesome, and you're on a roll, and you're hotter than a firecracker right now.
That's right. Thank you.
You said maybe that's the first time he'd heard. I don't know, Wes. It might have been the first time he'd heard he was hotter than a firecracker. I don't know. I mean, coming from a bearded I don't know.
Firecracker. Oh, no.
Yeah. Right. Well, I've got all kinds of questions, DJ. You haven't even asked anything. What you got? I mean, you follow him around everywhere. You helped us. We got his number because we've got connections.
Right.
So
I can't believe it either. I mean, it's I've seen transition, and I've seen a lot of races that I've seen Bobby do stuff this year that I haven't seen him do. Whether it's the bottom or top or anywhere, and it's like, I mean, he's not just one of those guys that bangs the boards. I mean, this guy's getting it done everywhere.
Yeah. It's been very maneuverable. Like a lot of people have said that this year. Just they say how I've progressed and matured behind the wheel a little bit, which I agree. But I think a lot of it has to go with if your car is good, you can put it in more places and you can just do more things with it that you don't normally have to do to get the job done. If it's a little easier for you, it goes a long way. But not saying it's been easy. It's been tough, and we've won a lot of races by the hair of our chin. So just, pretty crazy. But no, me and DJ, we're going to probably go to a Cincinnati Bengals football game sometime. We'll see.
Yeah. We were talking, DJ and I was talking about that, and I said, well, when you get the tickets, go ahead and get 2 more for me and Jumping Josh, because we're Bengals fans too. Who Dey, baby. Two weekends ago, me and my little brother, my daughter, my mom, my dad, and my sister-in-law, we actually went to Cincinnati for their practice and their training camp day that was open to the fans, and it was hot as 110 degrees, but we had a blast, and that was cool. And all that did was make me want to go back and watch a game this year. So he got to talk about that. He said, "Hey," little Bobby's a Bengals fan. I was like, "All right, get us tickets. Let's go to a night game one night and have a blast." So let's do it, DJ. Get it lined up.
I'm on it. I'm on
it. No pressure.
No, none at all.
Fit it into your busy schedule.
Exactly. I'm sure we'll find a game somewhere that we all like and want to go to.
Yeah.
I got a question.
What's that?
So when you were there at the practice, did you see Joe Burrow?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
That's why it was hot out. Joe Burrow, Joe Ike.
Yeah.
I heard he had a calf injury. I said, I've got 2 of them. He can have them both of mine. I don't need them.
He said he didn't want your old calf muscles.
He don't want your old.
I need to help him a bit.
He said, I play better with a hurt one.
I guarantee it.
Definitely not, though. I mean, Who Dey Nation is definitely on edge right now over the whole Joe Burrow, situation and what's really going on there. I think we'll all have questions till we see him back on the field come week 1. That's what I'm banking on and hoping for, because if he's not, we're going to be in trouble. I'm just telling you.
Might be week 2. It might just set that first one out because why? Just set that one out and make sure he comes back 100%.
I got to say,
I'm 2025. The Bears and Bengals are being in the Super Bowl together.
The Bears, and the Bengals.
All right. Well, I mean, if it's anything like Kentucky basketball, week 2 turns into like he doesn't play all season. Speaking of, we are on a dirt racing podcast, Kentucky dirt racing podcast. I told you, Wes, I have to get this in. I'm a huge Kentucky basketball fan. I've been doing 2 things in my life since before I could walk, I guess. That's going to and watching Kentucky basketball games and dirt racing. I know, Bobby, you're a big Kentucky basketball fan yourself. So while we're on this sports topic, I got to ask you, what do you think about the basketball team this season? Been a disappointing couple years. What do you think about this year?
Honestly, I don't watch a whole lot until it gets closer to, time for March Madness and all that stuff. I don't really pay a whole lot of attention, but I don't know. I never really lose much faith. I think you can't lose faith in them. They're a powerhouse. Yeah. They're a powerhouse. So, it'll be all right.
I like you. I like the optimistic. Maybe I should just start watching come time for March Madness, and that would, I wouldn't be so like depressed halfway through, like January, February, that time, and it's just March Madness. Everybody's happy, and just be optimistic. Say, you know what, it's going to be all right. We've totally sucked it up the last couple years, but everything's going to be okay. I like Bobby Pierce's outlook on Kentucky basketball life.
It's like the Patriots, I guess, in a way. Like you can never count them out. I know we're talking about football again, but it's just like they're a power. You can't count them out. And if you don't really pay much attention to it until then, when you make your bracket, you it's like whatever. It is what it is. You don't know too much, so you don't overthink it. You just do it.
Yeah, I like it.
Philosophy. Yeah, I like it too.
Is it kind of the same way at a big race like the North-South? You go in the last lap, and it's like slide job, no slide job. Of course it's a slide job. You're going to, you don't even think about it. Is that sort of the same kind of thing?
I tell you what, at the USA Nationals, Hudson was going for the slider regardless for it, and I was not expecting it too much. I saw his blue nose there, and because, heck, it seemed like a lap ago he was 7 car lengths back. So, he made big grounds on that final lap, and he sent it in there. And luckily I crossed him over just in time and got him to the line. But, yeah, man, big race, you can't overthink it too much. You just go into it and you treat it like another race. Every race as a racer you want to win, whether it's a local race, 50,000 win, 75,000 win, doesn't matter. You want to win it, right? So try to do the best you can. Try to set up your car the best you can. A big race isn't the time to overthink things and throw something at the car that you've never done before anyway. So you want to make sure you come and do what you normally do. Hopefully you got a good setup heading into the show, because like I said, you don't want to be throwing something at it you've never done before. And
right.
It could work out, could not, could be really bad.
One thing I noticed from Huddy's post-race interview last week, and I don't know if you guys picked up or Bobby picked up on it, and he did. He said, I could reel him in and get right to him and just sit there and ride and wait and hope for he made a mistake. He said, but he just never did. He was just smooth and hit his marks every time, and it ended up where it did.
Yeah, that was tough. Like, at the end of the race, both of our right rears were pretty shot. And I tell you what, if there was a caution with 10 to go or so, Tanner English gave us a run for our money, because he really saved his tire. His tire looked perfect at the end of the race. Yeah,
he was coming on for sure.
Yeah. And I love that picture with you three, the podium picture with your dads. That would be one that would be nice to be hanging in the man cave on the wall, because that was just cool to be there with your 3 dads, and they had raced together many years, and then now you boys are racing together. So that was definitely a cool picture.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was Tanner's idea. He said that, and I was like, oh, well, yeah, let's get them all up here. And luckily, we were in Victory Lane together. And the only one who was missing was like Devin and Donnie Moran, and heck, there's a lot of other ones. I guess there's a lot of more generation drivers.
Yeah, I think I seen one last year when it was you and Huddy and Devin together, like podium finishes, and all your dads was right there in the background. I was like, man, the wins right there in that picture alone is just incredible.
Yeah. Well, none of us would be there, or at least not on that stage, if it wasn't for our dads. So
right.
That's exactly right.
Brought us up well and put us where we need to be with a lot of things, and
And keeping the sport going like it is. Just like your guys' dads had fans and had a following, you guys now have the fans and have that following too,
Yeah.
Right. That is true. Like when I first started racing, I had a lot of fans already, just because my dad had fans and I was his son. And then as the years, obviously I made the fans myself, just, from being wild on the cushion.
And you're bringing in the younger generation fans too, because you're relating with the younger generation,
Yeah, for sure.
Have that. Gotta have the young fans.
Yeah. We definitely need them. While we're on the topic of fans, I have to ask this, because a couple of weeks ago we posted a video of you just qualifying at Ponderosa. And that video has like, I don't know, 300,000 views or something like that now. I mean, it's a crazy amount of just a random Bobby Pierce video. The reason it has so many views is Facebook's algorithm, if people comment and like it, shows it to more people. There's a lot of comments on there. It's like Bobby Pierce.
3,000 comments.
Yeah, Bobby Pierce has a lot of fans, okay? He does. But it's like Bobby Pierce to me, you're the one guy, everybody has an opinion right now in our sport. Like, everybody has an opinion, whether it's good or bad. Everybody has an opinion. That video got so much attention because everybody has an opinion. How do you relate to that? Like, what does that do for you? The people who might have not so good opinion. Let's start there. Like, how do you respond to that?
A lot of times if I do happen to read them or whatever, I'd shake my head. You know, it's MH. But no, a lot of times, I've always said it's great to have. You look at something like a lot of times I've compared it to like WWE.
Mm-hmm.
WWE, there's not really much there if it wasn't for the fan interaction, like how much they get into it. Like, imagine if there's just a bunch of sweaty old dudes out there just fake punching each other and there was no crowd.
Yeah.
Like during COVID.
Yeah, during COVID, right. It really be much of a show. And
Yeah.
so, like, fans kind of help make it a show. And not saying, like, dirt track racing is very exciting how it is. It's probably the most exciting sport there is, in my opinion, when it's right.
Yeah.
But fans help it make it what it is. So, like, I'm perfectly fine with getting some booze and getting some this and that because, like, you got to have that mixture. You got to have that, I don't know the word for it, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember another racer that was quite popular, whether it was cheers or booze.
Right.
When you said this guy's name, the place went nuts. And like I said, it was booze or cheers, and usually people were ready to fight over it.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing a little bit of that here.
I said last week on the podcast, Bobby Pierce is the closest thing we have today to Scott Bloomquist, and that sort of, I'll say it, okay? I'm not like, but that sort of reaction from the fans, and our sport needs that. Like, you need that guy who everyone has an opinion and people are ready to fight over it at the end of the night.
Yeah, there's some drivers that do a good job at that, like Gordy, Turbo, like
Theft Gordy.
I'm just really, they're a little unique and different with how they go about things like that. But we're talking about Scott, throw back to the North South in 2016. I gave him a little elbow there in the crowd.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, it did.
Like, physically seeing the crowd down the backstretch, like as I slid him in turn 2, and I got into him a little bit, and I shooting off that corner. I remember seeing the crowd just erupt. Like, I could see that part. Like,
it's so cool that you remember seeing the crowd in that moment. We were there, and the place just absolutely erupted. We did the top moments in North-South 100 history last year on the North-South 100 preview. That was one of them. I mean, I don't know if there's been many bigger moments in North-South 100 history than that one, man. It was just awesome. I mean, it was perfect.
Yeah,
I'm so glad it happened.
That last. Now, come on, Josh.
Well, see, Wes
he was going to bring this up. I knew it, DJ. I just knew it.
Wes is a Bloomquist fan.
Right.
Okay, he is. He's always been a Bloomquist fan. I'm not. Okay, never was. Never liked him.
That was awesome. That last 5-10 laps in 2016 was awesome. You guys were trading shots and slide jobs. I mean, it was awesome. But you look at that, and we've all three of us have talked about this, and Josh has hit the nail on the head. You are the closest driver as far as the love him or hate him, just like Scott Bloomquist. I mean, that's all there is to it. You're not, I kind of like him. No. It's either I can't stand Bobby Pierce, I hate him, or man, I love him. He's just the best driver ever. I mean, it's one way or the other. There's no riding the fence with Bobby Pierce. That's just the way it is. So.
All right. So while we're on this topic, I don't want we're not getting off this topic while we're on it, Wes, because we got Bobby Pierce on the show. DJ helped us get Bobby Pierce on the show, and I said, "What do you think about it, Wes?" You talked to him. And you said, I might not be the biggest. We're just talking here. You said I might not be the biggest Bobby Pierce fan. Did the 2016 North-South 100, did it have anything at all to do with that?
Possibility.
Okay.
There is a possibility of that. But
you're a big Bloomer fan.
Yeah.
I am. But by having him on the show and me getting the text message, "What's up, Worldwide West? This is Bobby." I may be coming over on the dark side a little bit.
So listen,
I may be a Bobby Pierce fan. You never know. I mean, it's just cool to have him on the show.
No, I want it one way or the other right now. Before he gets off here, I want to know, Wes, the world is listening.
Okay,
are you a Bobby Pierce fan?
As of this week, I am a Bobby Pierce fan. But I'm still a Scott Bloomquist fan, too. Bloomer fan. Okay. I'm still. You could be both.
There could totally be a passing of the torch here.
I know, man.
What size are you, Wes?
Do what?
What shirt size are you?
3XL, baby.
All right, I got you.
All right, I'll come by and see you tomorrow.
I'll hurt you.
And I really want it to be a Bobby effing Pierce shirt too. That's what I want it to be. I mean, we ain't going soft here. And he's gonna wear it, and he's gonna be a Bobby Pierce fan. As I told you, I like Bobby Pierce. I mean, that's I new school, man. Like I was glad to see him throw that elbow and one of the greatest moments. So I love it.
It should help. Back at the Gateway. And let's see, what year was it? It was like 2 years ago when Scott came out there in my intro with me. You remember that? Did you see that?
I remember that. Yeah. I've not been to the Dome. I'm going to try to go this year because I've got to make a trip.
Some Scooby-Doo thing, and he came out he was wearing the mask as like the creeper or something like that villain. And I came out there, and then he took off his mask, and everyone saw it was Scott. I don't know. He was loving that. He was eating that up. He was like back there drawing on the mask and stuff, like darkening like the features of it.
Oh, that's awesome. It really is. But you see what I'm talking about, though, DJ? I already told you he never buys a beer anywhere we go, and now he's already got a free Bobby Pierce shirt since we've been on the show.
I know the feeling. I know what you're saying. You're saying.
So, what can I say? Everybody loves Worldwide West.
I guess.
I can say this. There has been quite a few times this year Bobby's dad has bought me a beer and brought it into the trailer. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. I guess I'm drinking beer now.
Yeah. All right. This is the last question I've got. If you guys got more, you just let me know. He's probably ready to like go do something besides sit here and talk to us on a Kentucky dirt racing podcast. But you what?
I'm just chilling.
He's just chilling, so he's good. Well, I just want to know. Tell me a little bit about, first of all, I know your family, some of your family from the Florence area, and then with that, what the North-South 100 and winning your second North-South 100 this weekend would mean to you.
Yeah, my mom's side of the family is from Florence, and like my Uncle Will, Uncle Matt, Grandma. I don't know. Some of them might make it, and I normally see them down there. That's usually a lot of times that's like one of the only times I see him. Maybe that besides Christmas. Obviously Uncle Will, he gets around a lot more, but yeah, Florence has always been a very, very special place. I remember first going there and I didn't do very good at all. Like Florence was a track I had to figure out. It wasn't a track I adapted to very well. And then it's like once it clicked in me, like I got it and I won, I think it was a fall 50. I won there one time, and like after that, every time I went back, I was really good. And I guess it's just the shape of Florence. Florence is a little kind of unique with how the like it's got long straightaways, kind of tight corners and everything. And anyways, it took me a long time to get used to it, but yeah, it'd be huge. Like it's 75 grand to win too, so that's a lot of money, and just it's definitely, in my opinion, one of the biggest races of the year. Like I'd rather go win that than a lot of races. Like just to win another North-South, that's the very first big crown jewel that I ever won. Like I won the North-South, and then I won the World 100 like a couple weeks later. But North-South was the first.
That was an awesome year.
Wes hated it. Don't lie. You hated it, Wes. It wasn't awesome. You weren't a Bobby Pierce fan.
Yeah.
I'm saying it was awesome for Bobby.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right. That makes more sense.
But like I haven't had a whole lot of luck in the North-South. Like a couple years ago, I fell out of a race, like really early in the race. I broke like a shock or something. And then so I'm trying to think back. I'll have to go back and watch some videos. But like we've been fast every time, kind of a deal like the Prairie Dirt Classic. We're fast. And the USA Nationals, every year I've been consistently good, and we finally got one. So I won North-South once, obviously, but I would love to win it again. We want to go win every single race, but the North-South is definitely on the top of that list.
Yeah. It's a big one, that's for sure.
But yeah.
I was about to say, Wes, I gave you your 3 seconds there. You almost missed the cue before I asked another question, but you got it in there just in time. But everybody talked about, you said it earlier, people were talking about Bobby Pierce's, the change in your driving approach this year, being able to, different track conditions, different places on the track, being able to be successful all over the racetrack in ways that maybe you were known as banging the boards early on and stuff. The changes in super late model racing the last couple of years, with the race we saw at the North-South and a lot of places last year, you got to feel good with where you're at overall and the way you've been able to win some of these other races going into Saturday night. Even if it's not against the wall, you're going to have a good shot at it.
Well, I mean, normally Florence, as we know, you can get up there on the wall and get the job done. Josh Rice has made it work there a lot. You see him; he's always up there. But I do think heading into it, I believe that we should have a pretty maneuverable car, go top, bottom, whatever, middle. But man, I think the race is going to be one on top. So sparking and arcing up there on the wall. We'll see if we can get it done.
Hey, that's what we like to see. I'm telling you, that's what we want to see on Saturday night. We want to see it sparking and arcing and cars all over the place, and that treacherous cushion, Josh Rice, Bobby Pierce, all those guys up there on it.
As long as he preps the track good, because I do remember now, last year I think it rubbered up, and everyone was like, what the heck, Florence never does that anymore, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to a good race. It should be good.
Yeah. Let's do a couple fan questions, Wes. You be thinking about it. I want to give you one more question for Bobby. You always complain you don't get enough.
I've got it ready. I'm ready. You do a couple fan questions.
All right.
I've got some good ones to finish out the show.
Okay. Greg Miller wants to know who are some of your racing heroes while growing up, besides your dad, of course, being one.
So I grew up mostly watching a lot of UMP modifieds. My dad, obviously, around 2005 or 2004, 2009, around that time frame, like if you didn't have a Pierce modified, you weren't good. Everyone had to have them. So around that time, let's see, like I was 7 years old in 2004, 2003, something, and or around that time, right before I started racing, like I was watching modifieds. Like we'd travel and I'd go with my dad to Farmer City or, wherever, and we'd go watch and help the guys out that had my dad's cars. And Denny Schwartz, Jeff Lika, Chad Kinder, those are all local modified guys in Illinois and stuff, like Hamstra. A lot of them guys I looked up to. And then as I started – as my dad started in the late model stuff, like building late models, he had guys like Jason Fager. He was a big one, obviously at the time, he was probably the first guy that was like really good that had a pure slate model. So at that time, I had just started racing quarter midgets. I was like 8, and I really looked up to Fager, the high side hustler. It was badass, but it was a badass nickname, and I was just watching him race because he normally got up on the wheel, got the job done, and then as the years go by, I end up racing against him a lot and everything. But yeah, probably guys like that. I wasn't really huge into watching NASCAR. I like Carl Edwards and some of the other guys, but I wasn't really big into NASCAR. Dirt is where what I grew up around. So.
Yeah. Dirt's where it's at. So that's all right. We won't hold that against you.
Real quick, and talking about football earlier, like one of my idols in football, like Brian Urlacher. I'm originally a Bears. Yeah. I like the Colts. I like the Bengals. I like Browns. A lot of teams kind of weird, but Urlacher and especially Devin Hester.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Bobby Pierce approach to sports. I mean, I really do. It's like that's why he's, I've always noticed he seems like just such a happy guy and, happy-go-lucky and everything's good. And if Kentucky sucks all year and they barely make the tournament, so what? It's March Madness. And it's like with NFL, it's like, well, I like the Bears and the Bengals and the Lions and the,
I just have an appreciation for, something I like.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch it. I'm just a fan of stuff.
I got you, man. No, I'm with you. Yeah.
But, it's like happy-go-lucky lately because when you're winning all the time, what's there to be mad about, right?
Yeah, no kidding. I guess you're right about that. Yeah, for
it's
sure.
Hard to be in a bad mood when you're collecting those checks.
No doubt, yeah.
Man makes $90,000 in a week. I'm happy.
Yeah. All right. So Tyler Kelly wants to know. I think this is kind of like, I don't know, Bobby Pierce. Is he choosing the top or bottom at Florence? Not without knowing the track conditions.
9 times out of 10, I'm choosing the top. Now, but like, okay, say I'm in second, right, and it's Delaware double file restart, and I get choice top bottom. Because sometimes you're thinking if you can start on the inside, you might be able to slide the guy and pass him. And sometimes you choose the outside. If you're in second and a caution comes out, sometimes it's prime time to make a pass on the leader because you can get that run out of 4 on the top, and you can actually get that run, use it, and slide the leader going into 1. So you can actually take something and make something out of it, just from a caution. So
yeah. Makes sense. I think I've seen you do that a few times. So, all right, 2 more, Wes, and it's all you. 2 more fan questions. John Nelson wants to know, are you coming to Lake Cumberland August 26th for $15,000 to win?
What's the date of it?
August 26th.
No, I think we got a World of Outlaw race.
I figured, yeah. I was thinking that.
That's Davenport.
Yeah.
You'll be at Davenport that weekend.
Next weekend off, the one after this weekend, because I'm going to get my new truck and trailer, and we're going to be switching stuff around that and getting ready for next World of Outlaw race.
Okay, I got you. Well, because someone else had asked, I was trying to find it, but I can't find it now. But someone else had asked, are you coming to the Butterball at Richmond next week? So, I guess you answered that question for us.
Yeah, we got a lot to do. We got to. I'm not looking forward to all the switching around we have to do from everything that's in one hauler, putting it in the other hauler, and a lot.
Right. Yeah. I bet. I imagine. All right, Wes. All you, buddy.
All right. So with all that we've talked about tonight, we have to ask the question: with certain drivers the last couple years, like between you and Turbo and now you and Bronson, like what's your thoughts on that? Because I know they do the talking and you just get to hear it, and let's see your side of those conversations.
Everyone wants a little bit of clout.
That's great.
I like it.
Well, I know after Bronson made his, he's like, I will just punch him in the mouth and eat a bologna sandwich. I bet bologna was selling off the shelves.
Oh yeah. honestly, like, you can ask my girlfriend and anyone. Like, I'm like, I let things go because I feel like you gotta, and not like intention. I just actually, like, when you were saying Bronson, I kind of forgot about the baloney deal until you brought it up, to be honest. But like, I just forget. I move on quickly. You know, like, one of the best late model drivers ever, Jimmy Owens, said, if when you're racing, like at the level we're racing, someone dirties you up in one corner, you go down the straightaway. Hopefully by the next corner, you've forgotten about it, because, you know, just things are so at a high level. Things are expensive. Things are, you know, no sense of, just no sense of being angry about it or anything. Just go do your thing. And, yeah, we got.
That's a good one to listen to, because Jimmy's a heck of a race car driver, but he's done it a long time. He's been in modified. He's been in the super late models. That's definitely one to kind of look up to and learn from. And he's still getting the job done today.
That's right. But yeah, it's something like that. If you're, he was like, if you're still mad about it by the time you get next corner, then it's just gonna mess you up or something you shouldn't be. But not saying you can't. Like, I definitely get mad and pissed off over some things when I'm out there and the helmet's on and you're hot and it's been a long day, you're not running good, whatever. But yeah, you race so much. You race 100 times a year, and you got to race these guys night in and night out. You got to have somewhat a good relationship with everybody, or else it makes it tough. So
yeah,
right.
I imagine it would. Wes, did Sherry start streaming The Bachelor or something like mid-show? Because this is the second week in a row your internet connections went to the Porta-John. I don't know.
What do you mean? I'm good. I've not lost connection.
I don't know with me. Some reason, every time my alarm's been going off, every time it goes off, I gotta get it out of the way.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. Wes just looks like he's like in the bottom of he's back down exploring the Titanic or something. I'm not sure.
He's deep. He's deep in the woods of Kentucky.
He is, yeah. He is that.
But no, I just wanted to ask that question because that surely has to be something that you probably get a lot of, and I'm sure the fans are kind of wondering, wanting to hear that.
I roll with it. I roll with it pretty good, and heck, honestly, most of the time, any drivers ever have a little deal like that, by the next week they're friends again or something. It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally it's the internet keeps things going longer than what it actually goes for. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and I bet it's a lot worse with that this day and time, man.
Keyboard warriors, that's what I was going to say.
Right.
If nothing else, we'll keep everybody fired up here on Dirt Racing and the Bluegrass Live. Wes will keep them going. If he'll just come right and just keep fanning that flame, man. Like, why let it die?
I'm not gonna lie. We did have some ideas of next time I'm Victor Lane, have a bologna sandwich ready, and I'll take a bite out of it.
If you win Saturday night and win the 75,000, I'm gonna take a picture with you and have you a bologna sandwich. We'll eat a bologna sandwich in Victor Lane.
I'll do the gritty again.
Hey man, there. I love it. I really do. All right, Wes. Is that all? Are you free and clear? Because you're not going to say I hogged the mic tonight. What we got? Anything else?
I'm free and clear. I've got to actually talk about tonight's show, and I'm pleased with it. We'll let DJ say some more things. DJ's probably got some more questions.
I got one.
Okay.
This is a good one for Bobby too. Whether it's whatever you're good with talking about. And they don't call it slinging dirt for no reason. Tell us what's either the dirtiest thing you've ever had done to you, or what's the dirtiest thing you've ever done to somebody on the racetrack.
I don't know where this was heading at first.
I wasn't either, man. I'm like, oh boy, we're really getting deep into it now.
Not the Bengals game, the racetrack.
It's like a truth or dare kind of thing.
Yeah.
Man, dude, that is a tough question because like I forget what happened last week. We could be racing so much, but man, probably dirtiest thing. I don't know. I've done a lot of stupid shit when I was younger, and a lot of stupid things have happened to me too. That's for sure. Probably just one thing. Like I don't know. I can't say anything one thing in particular, but just I know I've done my fair share of not so clean slide jobs, and I've had it done to me. I've been wrecked after the race. You'll have it. Heck, when you race as much as I do, there's not a whole lot I haven't seen or experienced.
Right. So I know, like White Castles, they have a double-decker slider. So if you're starting, let's say in the Delaware double file on a restart with just a lap or two to go, and you're on that outside, are you going to try to slide both of those guys and just make that a double-decker slider or what?
Double deck. Oh yeah.
Slide them both to Union, buddy.
If the opportunity presents itself, that's the one thing though, like over the years of racing, you've got to make some mistakes to learn, and it takes a long time of making the mistakes before you realize, you know in your mind, is that going to work or not? But yeah, man, if the opportunity presents itself, heck, $75,000 to win, that's a lot of money. It's only $20,000 for second. So,
sliders to Union.
Right. Wes looks like a South Park character.
Just don't put the White Castle logo on your shirt. I can tell you that.
Oh, I could imagine. Yeah. No, did you do that? Is that like a?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that.
We messed up, but this has been a while back ago. We put more sliders than White Castle, and like one part of the shirt, kind of small, had the actual White Castle logo on it, and they sent us a letter.
Oh man, cease and desist, Bobby Pierce.
Yeah.
Not fans.
No. Yeah, evidently not. Well, I didn't do that, but
hey, we tried to take advantage of the opportunity and get a sponsorship out of it, but they didn't want to do that either.
I don't see why not. Like I mean, you got number one ranked driver in the country. I eat at White Castle every night here after the podcast. It's the only thing open. So while I'm there, I'm gonna tell them you should get in touch with Bobby Pierce. It'd be increased sales.
While on the subject of that, like I thought a perfect prime opportunity for a sponsor to jump on board this year would be like a like Monster or something, because we've got Nick Hoffman. He's sponsored by NOS, and he's a competitor of Outlaw Series. So it's like, you could have a little battle there going with energy drinks, or if someone else is sponsored by something, like since we're the point leader, I thought that'd be good. But
yeah, I mean, for sure. No, I mean, I agree with you. Like, would you want to drink the energy drink that sponsors the number one guy in racing, or somebody else? I think it'd be a pretty clear choice. So
it works,
Yeah.
And see, I drink the white Monsters, the low calorie. Yeah. That's my favorite. So yeah, see, we could have a connection there. We'd be sponsored by Monster.
Or like Ghost, or I've tried those. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not really, but yeah.
Me either. Yeah, I'm not much on them. Jeff Warren here, he says he still got one of the hoodies, more sliders than a White Castle. So yeah, he's still got one. Well, maybe.
Item.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if you've got one of those in a 3X, bring it tomorrow.
Well, maybe Monster's listening here tonight. You just never know. I mean, it could happen. Why not? It's like, this is a podcast about dirt racing in Kentucky. I don't see why they wouldn't be. Well, I do tell you this though. Like, this has been a fun conversation. It's been a blast. Like, it really has. I'm seeing several people here in the comments talk about you. Someone said there, oh, this is my wife. She said, after this podcast, I think we're all Bobby Pierce fans. So, yeah, that's my wife. So, yeah. So you got another fan there.
Thank you.
Anyways,
Thanks,
yeah, I know. And I'm sure quite a few more. So, but it has been awesome. I got to tell you, I mean, like, it's pretty cool. You've been on dirt, flow everywhere, national stuff. You've had so much success here lately. It's pretty cool that you've taken the opportunity here tonight to come on this little dirt racing in Kentucky podcast. We really do appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Hey, if you want me back again sometime, just let me know.
All right,
Absolutely.
we'll do it.
Yeah, we sure will.
We gotta find a Bengals game that works for everybody's schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to do that.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, it would. It'd be a lot of fun. All right. Thanks, Bobby. We'll let you go, man. Get to Florence, Kentucky. We can't wait to see you this weekend. Good luck. Hope you win the $75,000.
That's right. Let's get it.
All right. Sounds good, buddy. Be
Bobby.
safe.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
All right. The smooth operator, Bobby Pierce, here on Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live.
Man, that cat, he's just a cool cat, you know?
Just
I mean,
so
he
cool,
is.
man.
He is.
Yeah.
Always does good in his interviews. Never seems to be flustered. Got a smile on his face, and does a great job. I just happy to have him on the show tonight.
He's definitely one of those guys that his nickname just fits.
Really? Yeah.
No.
He is just the smooth operator.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Deborah here, she said he's a class act. I agree with that. Like, and I've said this before, like we've had drivers come on here sometimes, and you just kind of got the sense right from the beginning that they weren't excited about being here. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and I think when you have a guy that's had as much success, more success than anybody else in the world in super late model racing here lately, all the accolades, everything he's won, everything he's done, and for him to come on here and just really had a good time here hanging out with us.
Yeah. I mean,
it's really cool.
I call him a kid. I mean, to me, he's a kid. I'm getting old. So that kid he's just clicking and hitting on all 8 cylinders and just such a level head on the shoulders about it. It's good to see guys like that in our sport,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think it says a lot about why he is where he is from a fan's perspective, too. Yeah. Like who he is as a person, being willing to do, and just his personality, being willing to do things like that. Yeah. It's really a cool thing.
And then, after the fact, him saying, hey, if y'all ever want me to come on again, just, set it up and I'll be glad to come on. So that says a lot about him right there.
Yeah, we'll definitely get him back on here, without a doubt, because that was a lot of fun. It really was. We got a few things that we need to get to. DJ, I don't know if you can participate in this next thing. If you can't, just let us know. All right, you can just say pass, okay, and we'll give you a pass. If you can, we'll go with it. But one of the things we always do here on Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live is Wes and I have got what we call a steak dinner challenge. We pick the winners each and every week, and if one of them gets it right, we get a point. So we're going to do that for the North-South 100. We're going to do 2 things. We're going to do winner overall and then local or Kentucky driver that you think has the best chance of winning it. We'll do both of those, and so we'll do those 2. Okay. But is that something you're good with, or maybe you should pass? You tell.
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm up right now after Michael Chilton won last Friday night at Ponderosa Speedway. I think I'm up 7-5.
7-5. That's the score.
7-5. Yeah. So at the end of the year, Wes is going to owe me a steak dinner. I had to buy him one last year. Wes, because I'm in the lead, you get first pick. And we'll let I'll tell you what, I'll take last pick. I feel so confident at this point in the season. I'm gonna take last pick. But Wes, we'll start with you. Overall, who's your pick to win the North-South 100 this weekend?
Overall pick, I've got to go with the smooth operator. Bobby Pierce gets the win. He's hotter than a $2 pistol, and he's got his eyes set on winning another North-South 100 and that $75,000 top prize. and I'm picking Bobby to win it.
I hate giving you the first pick because it never fails.
Is it too late to pass?
You've done committed, buddy. You can't get into you can't dive low and like go into turn 3 and decide I'm not throwing the slider. It's too late.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
You've already committed. You've got to go.
Yeah.
If not, you're going to wreck the field.
Right. No backing out now.
Yeah.
No.
Wow. Overall, did you pick a Kentucky driver too, or did you just do the overall?
No.
We're just doing overall. We'll come back.
And then we'll come back.
Okay. Overall, I don't know how you go against RTJ.
Yeah.
That's another really good pick.
Then the next best guy, you got to go with RTJ.
Yeah. No, I mean, gosh, yeah. I mean, it's crazy because you see the ebbs and flows of the late model season as it goes throughout the year, and RTJ's dominating, and he goes on that crazy stretch, and then Bobby Pierce goes on this stretch, and it almost makes you wonder, like, it's hard to stay at the top for long, like, and who's the next guy? Is he going to start this weekend at the North-South 100? I guess that's what I'm going with because Bobby Pierce and Ricky Thornton Jr. are both off the board. I'm going to go with the last year's winner, the North-South 100. I mean, I guess by his, I don't know, I guess by his standards, it's been a down year this year, especially when it comes to big money stuff, but it's that time of year. Superman, Jonathan Davenport, I think he gets on a stretch this weekend, this Saturday night at Florence. We know Eldora's coming up. He's good there, and he gets it started this weekend with a repeat win of the North-South 100.
Okay.
That's a good pick as well.
Yeah.
I was thinking, if I'm not mistaken, RTJ, didn't he win the Flow Racing Castrol Night in America race earlier in the year?
Maybe.
I wanted to think he won that. That was on a Wednesday night earlier in the year.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I knew I was on the road somewhere. I couldn't tell you. I wasn't home.
I think
Matt Gager says yes. He's a big RTJ fan, so we'll go with you're right about that. All right, let's go ahead. Angie Metter says he did. Yes, he did. Wes, Greg Miller, you got all kinds of confirmation.
Yeah, I was there. I was pretty sure that RTJ won.
Well, I'm glad you got a good memory. All right, let's start at round robin. We'll do it again. Let's go with favorite Kentucky driver, except we're going to go in reverse order this time since Wes started last time. I'm going to take first pick this time. I can't let you have too much of an advantage. I mean, the goal here is to win. It's not to finish second and be buying a steak dinner. So, Kentucky driver, man, I don't know. It's like who in the world would you pick? I mean, Florence Speedway, North-South 100. I don't know. Maybe you would go with 11 comes to mind. Josh Rice. He's so good at Florence. He's so good here in this region. I mean, he's been really good this year. He's won the Ralph Latham Memorial multiple times. He's always so much fun to watch there at Florence, and he's been close. It seems like every year. It just had some bad luck. So I think he has a really good chance. Last year they made a big deal. I don't know if you remember this. They made a big deal on Flow Racing about Josh Rice. I mean, huge. He was on the intro stuff big time. And he didn't have the North-South weekend he wanted. So hated to see that last year, but I think he turns it around this year, and he's got a really good shot at it. So that's who I'm going with.
I think he had an awful lot of pressure on him last year. Yeah. I can't imagine. Like, every time you walk through the pits by his hauler, there was probably 100 people around it. It was just crazy, the amount of people. They sold a ton of T-shirts, I know that. But it was cool to go over and see him and James and talk to them last year. So, good pick. All right, DJ.
Wow. And I would love to say I would go with the big brother James Rice, but since we're here at Florence, and if you go with a Kentucky driver that's got championships here, I'm going to go with the kid that's going to take the slider all the way to Union. I'm going with Trevor Landrum.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, going with Trevor.
I love it.
Boy,
You know,
T-Rev.
if you remember back last year, our very first show here on Dirt Racing and the Bluegrass Live, part of that 5 greatest moments in North-South 100 history, number 1 on the list was Trevor Landrum making the North-South 100. I mean, that was, that was number 1 on the list. So he could definitely get it done for sure. And he's been good this year too, like under the radar in a lot, because not maybe the wins to show for it, but like he's led some races and been really good all year.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's in a brand new car this weekend. I think they've been working on one. I've been talking to him and his dad. So I think if they got everything figured out, they'll be in a new car this weekend. So I'd love to see him put on a show this weekend.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Wes, your turn.
Last but definitely not least, I'm going to go with the big show, Robbie Hensley. That's my pick. That's a good one.
That's a good pick too. I mean, it really is, because Robbie's been around for years, watching him, and he's another one, like I said before, not the amount of wins to show for it, but at so many of these races across the region, several different tracks. I mean, he went to Mud Lick Valley a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if he'd ever been there before. I have no idea, but sets fast time. He's been at several events here in the region, and he's been fast at all of them. So, I mean, he's got as good a shot at it. I would love to see these guys get into the North-South 100 first. Yeah. Really, because that's a big deal for them. And then once they get in, you never know what could happen.
That's true. Make the show and then make some noise in the show.
Yeah, for sure.
And we always talk about this, just the amount of competitive drivers that are those Florence regulars. You rattle off James and Josh and Robbie, Cody Evans, Trevor Landrum, the Lay, you got to mention them. Just those guys are competitive. Definitely at Florence, but it don't matter where they go across the country. They're good, and I just love watching them guys race.
I can remember like Trevor's dad, Stevie, and the last outlaw Jesse Lay. He's still racing, and I would not be surprised to see the outlaw run good this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's definitely cool to see. See him and Austin showing up and racing together. I mean, that's really cool. We see them a lot throughout the year.
Yeah.
Great
racing. Guys, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we should say real quick, too, of course, we've got big plans for the rest of the weekend. DJ Smallwood is on here with us. We're hoping this is also streaming on his Facebook page, Slinging Dirt Media. We're not sure.
We hope.
Yeah, it might be. We'll get that figured out. But we really appreciate you being here, DJ. We've got big plans all weekend long. We're going to be at the track. You guys are going to be there starting tomorrow doing some stuff. We'll be talking to some of these local drivers, some of these local to us, in this region guys. We've got big plans all weekend, post-race shows, pre-race shows, whatever you want to call it. We're going to cover the North-South 100 all weekend. So this ain't the end of our coverage here tonight.
No, not by any means. I mean, I'm not opposed to even talking to getting some modified guys on here too.
For sure.
Those guys will be putting on a show too.
Yep.
Hey, let's do that. Let's do a modifieds.
Yeah, we need to for sure. We will because
because we got a lot of guys. I mean, I look for that car count to be stellar too. It's always especially the last couple of years. You don't know who's going to show up. That's a prestigious modified win. It's not the money, big money race, but you still drawing good cars, and the car counts as, and just yet again, those locals in that northern Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, area right there are some of the best modified drivers in the country.
Yeah.
So could there be a possible beverage wager on picking a modified driver to win?
Oh, a beverage wager.
I like it. Let's do that real quick. I like it. All right, modifieds. Let's do, since I'm not going to be there till Friday, let's do Friday night and Saturday. Let's do modified. So we'll start with Friday. We should have went with our guest from the very beginning, Wes. How selfish of us to bring someone on. How rude, man. Not even let him go first. Let's yeah. I know. I guess it is, really, when it comes down to it. But I'm gonna make up for it. And DJ, we're gonna give you very first pick Friday night. 1,000 to win, open wheel modifieds. Who wins it?
So we're gonna have a Friday night pick and a Saturday night pick, right?
Yeah.
All right. My Friday night pick, I'm gonna go with the Milton Missile Trent Green.
Oh man, that's a good one. I actually had him in mind. We really have this weekend. We have to get him on the show.
I can make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to
I really want to talk to Trent. That would he and I we talk a little bit back and forth on Facebook Messenger, and just a cool guy. He's really good in that crate late model as well.
Yeah.
So good pick.
All right, Wes, you go.
All right, I'm gonna have to go with the tidal wave terror, Blake Brown, winning on Friday night.
Man, I knew that's who you'd end up picking. Like, I really did. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna go with Blake Brown. It's a good pick because, gosh, he's been tough everywhere. He's got a win there at Florence this year too, and so that's a good one. I'm gonna go with Cole Falloway. I think Friday night. Good shot, pick. Man. Another one's got a win there, and he's got several wins across the state and region. So
yeah.
All
right. So now Saturday,
3,000 to win. Open wheel modifieds. DJ, you're our guest, buddy. I'm making it up to you. You get first overall pick Saturday. 3,000 to win for open wheel modifieds. That will be so much fun. Like, we talk a lot about late models, but that modified racing this weekend is going to be fun.
Yep. I'm going with the Kentuckian Josh Harris.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, there you go. I like it.
That's a good pick.
Yep.
And here's the thing that's crazy. I mean, just like the supers, you've got a pretty good idea of who's going to show up, but that modified bunch,
you never know.
It's wide open. I mean, you look at last year. Ethan Dotson
never heard
rolls
of him.
in. Never heard of him. Puts on a show the whole weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
man.
All right, I get second pick this time.
You get second pick.
I'm gonna go with. He told us he had two nicknames. We were aware of the tidal wave terror, but we had never heard of Hammer Down Blake Brown. The 99 gets it done Saturday night at Florence Speedway. 3,000 to win. I had to go second because I wanted to make sure Wes didn't pick him again. So.
I couldn't. You're just saying I couldn't pick him both nights. That's
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because that's what you like to do. So there you go.
Man, that's a good pick. Man, and it's tough because you just don't know who's going to show up.
That would have been a good rule to say in the beginning. You can't pick the same guy for both nights. It could be the same guy for both nights, but that would have been a good rule in the beginning.
Well, just to be fair, we won't do that, so that'll be good. Man. So many good drivers, and you just don't know. I mean, Cole Falloway's a good pick. Adam Stricker's a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Victor Lee's a good pick if he shows up. I mean,
Yeah.
all of those greens that run Florence, any of them can win on any given night.
Yeah, yeah.
This is big. I need 2 wins bad
You
this
need some
weekend. I
redemption.
need to at least tie it up this weekend.
This modified stuff. This isn't part of the steak dinner challenge. This is the adult beverage challenge.
Yeah,
Oh, this is
just right
Yeah.
man. I was trying to add to my steak dinner challenge. We
No.
got to make it both of them.
here. Not that
Yeah.
much pressure.
No.
Not that much pressure.
We're talking a couple of cold ones here.
I'm
going to take yours this time since you took mine. I'm going Cole Falloway in the 66 out of Owensboro, Kentucky.
Okay. Well, that's a good pick, Wes. I have to tell you, that's a really good pick.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know how you came up with that one, but I mean, yeah. No, really, I mean, it's just it's a toss-up in that open wheel modified division. So for that challenge, because this is only a one-time deal between the three of us, I think we should take whoever's driver finishes even if they don't win, this isn't true for the steak dinner challenge, but for the adult beverage challenge, whoever's driver finishes the highest wins.
Okay, I got.
And then the two both okay. If DJ wins, me and you both have to buy him an adult beverage.
I like it.
That'll
All
work. I got.
Okay.
Change approved.
Okay. All right. There we go. Yep, I like it too. So it's going to be so much fun. I want to mention here real quick too, while we've still got a few people on, the North-South isn't the only event in the state of Kentucky this week. We do have Thunder Mountain Speedway Saturday, August 12th, the Nibrock Classic, 1,100 to win front-wheel drives, plus those other classes there at Thunder Mountain, and also Mud Lick Valley's racing 2,000 to win, Supers 1,000 to win. Also for the first time this year, Crate Late Models too. So those two events going on as well. Guys, real quick before we wrap up, I want to ask you, what is overall throughout history, and DJ, you ain't missed one, okay? You've not even missed one. Give me your one best memory at the North-South.
Wow. I would say maybe the year Bart Hartman won.
Yeah.
That was I remember that race as being the last 50 laps of that race. Your top 4 drivers under a blanket, you could have touched them, and they were swapping the lead at every single corner, and Bart Hartman getting it done.
Yeah. It's really cool, and you could see that sort of thing. Seems like more several years ago too, as far as a guy like Bart Hartman, a great driver, of course. Outstanding. But I remember also the year Darren Miller won it. Like a guy that just sort of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Who's Darren Miller?" kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I know there's a lot of people out there that knew who he was, but you don't. I mean, what are the chances this year at the North-South that the winner, that anybody's going to go, who is that guy? You know what I mean? You just don't see it as much. It doesn't seem like these days.
I have another one that's almost identical to that. It's like I'd never heard of this guy before until that, but I'm not going to say it until Wes goes ahead with his.
Well, I was just going to say it would be cool this year. We were talking about Ethan Dotson last year in the modified, and him and Stricker had that just battle. But I would love to see him show up and run his super. He's been racing a lot of super races this year. But anyway, as far as mine, it has to be the year that Little Eddie Carrier Jr. won. I mean, that place went crazy. Everybody's standing up. Him and Jimmy's battling. Jimmy jumps the cushion, hits the wall, and I mean, I watched the video yesterday, day before. Essex on the call. I mean, he's going crazy. The place was wild. And if Josh Rice wins, it's going to be a replicating of that.
Oh no! Listen, if Josh Rice wins, it is going to be. I mean, I would be afraid of what, like the whole experience, man. Like, it would absolutely be nuts, unlike anything we've ever seen before at Florence.
I just hope their insurance is paid up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I didn't want to say it because
safe.
The place would go absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it would. But yeah, I mean,
but that was awesome, and we claim him as a Kentucky boy. He always will be a Kentucky boy. We had him on the show earlier in the year, and it's cool because he will be there this weekend. He's going to be running the Matt Cosner ride again. Always good to see Laletti back in the car.
Yeah,
and just going to be cool to go up and talk to him, and man. I hope he could replicate it. But
I forgot about him going to be there. Yeah, I forgot about him planning on being there. I might have picked him for Kentucky driver had I not had first pick. So, but I mean, but no, that'll be fun seeing him there again.
Yeah.
I was going to say that would be the same one for me, Wes. That Eddie Carrier Jr. win. I've personally never been at a racetrack and experienced that sort of atmosphere than that night when Eddie Carrier Jr. won. Like, you could feel the energy from the crowd. You could hear the crowd over the race cars. Like, It was absolutely insane. Just great, the whole thing. Because I think he was only the second Kentucky native to win the North-South 100 at that time. And I think he's still only the second. I might be wrong about that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know Jack Boggs had won it. That was a long time.
That's it. It's just Jack Boggs and
Eddie Carrier Jr.
That's the only two. So
yeah.
Man.
So what you're saying is we need to keep the trophy in the state of Kentucky this year.
We absolutely need to keep we need to keep the trophy in the state of Kentucky, man. Like I say that all the time. Like, this is a Kentucky dirt racing podcast. We want to keep the money home, but I think it would be cool to see another Kentucky driver win it. It is kind of crazy that it's the 41st annual and there's only been 2 Kentucky drivers to ever win the race. Like, that just.
Yeah, for sure.
More Kentucky drivers have won the World 100 than the North-South 100.
Yeah, they really have.
Yeah.
So there's 2 more drivers we've got to mention as far as Kentucky drivers. Brandon Hargrove's going to be there. The Burnside Bullet, and then also the Wild Child Michael Chilton.
Yeah,
Chilton's hot right now.
John Nelson picked Brandon Hargrove to win earlier. I forgot to put that up there. So, you know, listen, I love Brandon Hargrove. I think the world of him, and I would love to see him get that done. I think he can do it. I tell you what, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he can't go out there and get it done.
In that brand new Longhorn,
yeah.
Maybe Bobby would go over and talk to him and help him with the setup.
Get him on the right page.
Yeah, get him on the right page.
What could it hurt?
What could it hurt?
You know? Help a Kentucky boy out, Bobby Pierce. Let's get him going in the right direction. So, yeah. But since you already picked that one, Wes, I'm going to go with that 2017, the year after, which was so cool because it was back-to-back 2 of the greatest North-South 100s we had ever seen. And that Bobby Pierce, Scott Bloomquist battle, it wasn't really a battle because when Bobby got to him and he threw him that elbow, I mean, I loved every second of it. And I know Bloomer was just steaming, couldn't stand it and loved it. I mean, I loved it. And again, the crowd went absolute nuts for the second year in a row. That was a great race. So.
Because he he took Bloomer's momentum away, and after that, he was gone. There was no
gone.
catching him after that, and Bloomer come out of that car madder than a wedding.
Yes, he did. Yeah, loved it. Yeah, it was so
Sorry,
much fun.
DJ, I cut you off there. What was you going to say?
No, it's all good. This races, man. It's really good. It's had some memorable moments. I mean, stuff that makes highlight reels. Like another one I was saying that stood out was when Dan Sleeper. Him and I want to say it might have been Bart Hartman when he was up on top of Hartman's car in 1 and 2, and they came off and he went on and he won the thing, and it's the place went nuts then too.
Yeah. One of my favorite pictures from the North-South, I can't remember what year it was, but it was Stapleton throwing his steering wheel at the Silver Shark. They had wrecked. I think it was a heat race or a Concy. I can't remember, but that picture, man, he's like throwing it, and the picture's just great because it's just like this. And I think they're down there. They're kind of between 3 and 4, maybe coming out of 4. And Scott James, he had wrecked 3 or 4. I don't know. They was piled up everywhere. And that was good. I'd like to see. I know that Scott, he's maybe hung them up for good, and that's unfortunate. But to go back and see those guys racing, all the memories. I mean, I started watching dirt in 2005, and I've only missed 1, maybe 2 North-South 100s, and just each and every year the anticipation and the fans and the camping, and you go through and you see people that you don't see. You only see them once or twice a year, and you get to hang out, and racing is awesome in both, the super late models and the modifieds. The North-South 100 is just, you just got to be there to enjoy it, and everybody come out this weekend. It's going to be great.
Yeah. If you see us this weekend, say hi to us too. We like to meet. There's a lot of people that listen to our show that we don't comment and whatnot, so we don't always know who they are. We have people come up and talk to us just about every weekend. Really enjoy meeting everyone. So stop us and say hi. Buy Wes a beer, maybe, if you have to. But anyways, that would be a lot of fun. So can't wait.
I'll be the guy riding around the camping fields, parking on the 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
and if Josh remembers, hopefully we'll have our we've got a couple T-shirts left that we need to try to get sold this weekend. So. If he remembers to bring them on Friday,
there you go.
As he forgot last Friday for the show at Ponderosa, but
you could probably bring them this weekend and sell out.
Yeah, well, we don't have many left, so I think we've got like maybe 6 or 7 left, and a lot of those have already been claimed. So if you've asked for one, be sure to get with us. Send me another message too if you want
send
one.
me one too, just in case.
Send Wes one. I'm going to call him before I leave the house, and he's going to go through a list with me to make sure I've got everything. So, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I want to mention real quick too. Head over, if you haven't already, head over and like Slinging Dirt Media on Facebook. Subscribe to DJ's YouTube channel. Be sure to follow him. He does a lot of good stuff on there with his YouTube page, and post those on Facebook as well, like shop talk sort of stuff. And those are always a whole lot of fun to watch. And so, like I said, just be sure to check that out and like his page. Let's get him 1,000 new likes tonight before he goes to bed.
Let's do it.
So
it's a lot of fun to do those. You go around to different guys' shops and in the area, and just you sit up next to their race car in their shop, and you just start talking about their stories, and some of it's how they got started and some of the things they've done along the way, and talk about crew members, and just. Man, we end up having a really good time. By the time it's all said and done, we're just sitting around recording a BS session. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. We look forward to.
We definitely appreciate what you do, and we really look forward to working with you. You know, all three nights here.
Yeah, definitely.
At the North South 100, I can't wait to get up there and get with you, and we'll get started.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And in the future beyond this too, because I think, you know, if we can like work together on some of this stuff, it's just better for everybody, better for our sport, and there's so many things we could do, you know, and so it'd be a lot of fun. Really, really looking forward to working with you because
absolutely. I can't wait to come down and go to that buffet.
Oh man.
That looked amazing.
Hey, that's 5 minutes from the house, the Smokehouse Grill and Buffet. So,
hey, like Ruben says, let's go.
Yeah, yeah. I'll meet you down there. It's good food for sure. And so, yeah, we appreciate them. Well, I do want to thank our sponsors here real quick. Smokehouse Grill and Buffet. Give me a call. I'll meet you down there anytime, especially if you want to buy. Racetrack Connection Hotline. Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. We appreciate them, everything they do for us. Man, they've been so good to us. They're also our live coverage presenting sponsor. And so just like I said, they're really awesome people. Give them a call for all your construction needs. Painting. They got like a painting truck, man. They paint anything and do anything construction wise. So the Detail Shop, Extreme Style Signs and Graphics, Fast Track Racing Series, Ultimate Heart of America Super Late Model Series, Dirtman Diecast, CT Promotions, Mudlick Valley Raceway, Richmond Raceway, Rockcastle Speedway, Thunder Mountain Speedway, Lake Cumberland Speedway, Ponderosa Speedway, Valvoline Ironman Late Model Series, and the Bruce Built Performance Modified Series. Thank you to all those
insulated buildings.
That's right, Barton's insulated buildings. Wes's voiceover. Who could ever forget it? So yeah.
Tell them World Wide West sent you.
Yeah, that's right. I came up with that script, by the way. So, but yeah,
you did.
He did a good job saying it anyways, but yeah. So anyways, guys, see you this weekend at Florence Speedway. I can't wait. We're all going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Can't wait,
good.
guys.
Looking forward to it, guys.
Sure am.
All right. We'll see you there.
All right. See you guys.
Have a good evening.
Have a great night.
All right. You too. Bye.